Hello guys, welcome to another video from 4VM. We are continuing with the fully activated appliance series, and now we are going to log in to the physical machine. In this video, we're looking at the IMM, the Dell IDRAC, and the HPI flow. Between these tier 1 servers, the IMMI management module is exactly the same. So it doesn't matter which server you use, the functionality is the same. Only the convention, naming convention, and the process on how they do it is different, but the functionality is almost identical. So here is the rear of your server. This is the front of your server. The rear of your server has one power supply. This particular server has, on the video it's available for two, but you only ship with one. You have to pay extra to get the other one. So the purpose of this video though is to focus on these two ports here, the management port and the dedicated management port. Make sure you put a cable into both of them and find the IP address. So you go into your BIOS and F1 to get into the setup, click on IMMI and make sure you set up a static IP if you know what you're doing, or you just leave it at DHCP and find the IP address. You can find it from the connected network. So here's a better picture. So this server is headless. So the purpose of this machine is to access it remotely. So I'm in a remote server. Don't let this wallpaper fool you. We are not in the physical machine. The purpose of the wallpaper is just to show all future videos will be from this desktop here. And once you're there, make sure you have Internet Explorer and Java installed. So under Java, you have to exclude the IP address under security for it to connect. So my IP address is 116. It's again DHCP. I did not set it as static. And more information, proceed to website because certificate error. And the username is a default. And the capital letter, caps lock matters. So all passwords will be given to you, and you can change it if you want. So now we are in the remote management module, or the integrated management module for an IBM server. So this is an IBM server. Cooling power, all the servers are normal. I can manage the server from here. So let's take a look at some of the important functions. Memory, for example, it helps me drill down into each port and tell me something is wrong with the RAM. So you can see DIM7, hardware information. I know my serial number. I know my part number. Just the ability for me to do this is one of the major advantages of having a server machine. Cooling devices, again, I can set the speed of the fans. I can see what speed it's running at. Again, 29, 30% these fans are running at, so it's very low speed because it's an air-conditioned space. Processors, again, I know everything about my processor. It has two CPUs. 8 cores, 16 threads. It's a dual, it's a Xeon 2 CPU, dual CPU motherboard. From here, what else can I do? Network, local storage, I can do from here. All of my information for what drives I have. I have 2 drives, 960 gigabyte enterprise level hard drives. Again, all our hard drives are brand new. We don't use used hard drives. Brand new hard drives, enterprise level. And power supply, again, it tells me how many hours I have used, if there's any abnormalities, any failures, any errors. So far, it's so far so good. 318 hours of use, which is very low. We have servers in our remote center that is 60, 70,000 hours on one power supply. Again, very good. So the purpose of this video though is a remote control. So now I like using ActiveX, but if you like using Java, you can go ahead and use Java. Both are same. ActiveX, you have to install a few cabs. I'm going to a cab file or the exe files. It will install for you by itself. I'm going to start remote, single user mode. And if you have any difficulty getting the IMM, again, you can watch our other video where we go through the setup, and you can see. So in this video, this is the screen of my physical machine. So you can see it's running SASE Linux. If you go into utilities and system monitor, you can see I got 32 threads. I have 190 gigs, about 188, 155, 80% is being used by SAP HANA at the moment. All services are turned on. File systems, again, two drives are there, 960, 960. So everything is configured on par as best practice. And again, you don't need to do anything with the physical machine, but we'll do everything remotely, and you can see that in the next series of videos. So this is just a video on IMM and what you can do from here. So now if you don't, or if your server is frozen and you can't access a KVM, you can do remote management power supply functions from here. So you go here, power functions, you can restart, shut down, boot to F1, meaning boot to BIOS, just by clicking it, and it will do that for you. So service and support, something wrong with your server, you can send the download data to IBM. They can remotely log in and fix your server if it's fixable. It's under warranty. So these are some of the functionalities. Again, across IDRAC and the IPMI Ilo, the screen may look different, but the functionality is identical. Across all those tier 1 servers, you're able to restart, reboot, see your RAM, CPU, power supplies, cooling, set the speed of your thing, offsets. All of that can be done remotely. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in the next video and get into some SAP stuff.